Star Wars Rebels Season 4 introduced us to the world between worlds in full, but we had actually seen it twice before in the series, once in Season 1 and once in Season 2, but every time it was when Ezra was at the Jedi Temple on Lothal. Now that we know not exactly what the world between worlds is, but at least we know more about it, I thought it would be fun to revisit those scenes and see if we could figure out what was really going on each time. Our first visit to the world between worlds was in the Season 1 episode Path of a Jedi. This is coming off the previous episode where Ezra made a connection with the dark side. Kanan is worried about him, so they head to the Jedi Temple, and inside Yoda acts as a guide and takes Ezra to a specific room. Now that we've actually seen it, the designs on the ceiling very clearly represent the world between worlds. After answering some of Yoda's questions, the room fades away, and Ezra is transported to the actual world between worlds where he receives his lightsaber crystal. He doesn't stay in long, and outside of the circles he's standing on, we can't see anything more. I think this is supposed to represent Ezra's connection with the Force. It's still brand new, and he's just finding his way, so he can't fully see or understand where he is. I'd also say this makes for a pretty strong argument that there is more than one way to enter, even from the same basic location. What's most curious is the Kyber crystal. How did it get there? Did Yoda just have one, and did he toss it into the world between worlds from Dagobah? I don't think we're ever going to know for sure. It's just one of those mystical Force things. But let's move on to Season 2 and the episode Shroud of Darkness. Hoping to learn how to keep the Inquisitors from tracking them, Kanan, Ezra, and Ahsoka return to the Jedi Temple, and they all have different experiences. Ezra is again taken to the world between worlds, and he immediately recognizes it. Yoda is with him also, and after expressing surprise at being able to see him, Yoda comments that his abilities have grown since they last spoke. But again, we don't see anything more than Ezra's own small area. I think it's pretty interesting that Yoda can just be seen there, sitting on a log. It's like he can access it at any given time, no matter where he is. I'm sure being on Dagobah helps, since we know it's a planet strong in the Force, but it makes me think that the portals we see in Season 4 aren't the end-all be-all. They might just be another step to accessing the world between worlds. So let's jump ahead to Season 4, where we get our best look at this mysterious place. We see all these portals, and my initial guess was that all of them were set up at various nexuses in the Force. Maybe the Force created them, or maybe they were made by Jedi and Sith. I still think the Force Nexus theory makes a lot of sense, and I'm also starting to think each portal was man-made. But what I'm getting at is that I think that as someone continues down their journey in the Force, like Yoda, eventually they won't need the portals. The book, from a certain point of view, gives us two stories about Jedi being or becoming one with the Force. Both Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon experience some pretty trippy stuff, including visions of the past and future, and we know the world between worlds can provide exactly that. So yes, the world between worlds is a place that can be physically visited, but I also kind of think it's a state of mind. The more you understand and connect with the Force, the closer you are to truly being one with it, and the more easily the world between worlds can be accessed, which I think is shown by the way we see Yoda. I also think that the visions Kanan and Ahsoka have in Shroud of Darkness are probably related to it, and even the Lothwolves and their ability to basically teleport across a planet probably harness the powers of a place that can bend the rules of time and space. The more I explore the world between worlds, the more it intrigues me, but honestly, I hope we don't continue exploring it all that often. I like how ambiguous it is right now. I like that we can all have different interpretations of the same thing. I don't think it ever needs to have defined rules or limitations set on it, rather it can just be another mystery in the Force. Looking back at these scenes, did it make you think of anything new about the world between worlds? If it did, let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.